Have you ever felt like no matter how much good you try to do, someone's always watching, judging, criticizing, or even attacking you for no clear reason? Like there's a target on your back simply for being you. Let me tell you something real. Those attacks are not random. That discomfort, that resistance, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you carry something right. You might not even realize it yet, but being chosen, truly chosen by God, means you shine in ways that make others uncomfortable. Your light exposes what's hidden. Your purpose disrupts what's comfortable. And your presence alone can feel like a threat to those who don't understand the call on your life. So don't shrink. Don't doubt. Don't let the criticism confuse you. Instead, let it confirm you. You weren't made to blend in. You were born to stand out. You are marked. You are chosen. And your very existence is proof that God's hand is on you. Get ready. This isn't just inspiration, it's activation. This is your moment. Hit subscribe now and step into something greater. Don't miss out. When there is light, there are gazers and sometimes even envy. And when someone tries to extinguish that light, they are touching something sacred without even realizing it. They are making contact with a person who is fulfilling a function. There is no probability that you are here. The uncertainty that you carry in your heart, or the agony that no one understands, may have been the driving force behind your decision to produce this content. One can, however, find an answer. In the background, a spiritual principle is responsible for a great deal of explanation. There is no sleep for God. He is aware of what you are going through, is aware of those who are hurting you, and is aware of your emotion. How about the most powerful thing? Without making a fuss or giving any prior notice, He returns them in the appropriate proportions with divine justice. Despite the fact that you are suffering in silence, there is a movement taking place in the invisible region. However, those who remain steadfast and trusting will be rewarded, while those who plant evil against a chosen one will reap the repercussions of their actions. The law of return is not one of vengeance. Rather, it is about striking a balance. God is the one who is putting everything in its proper place at the appropriate time. You will have a better understanding of why these problems exist and why nothing that is done against you leaves you unpunished before God if you experience the weight of being different, and if you are attacked even while you are attempting to do what is good. When you depart, you will be more powerful and more aware of your own worth. You will come to see that the assaults do not define you. Rather, they merely shape you, and the justice of heaven is already in motion in your favor with regard to the situation. One cannot walk alone if they are chosen. Being selected is not a simple task. What you carry inside is something that not everyone understands. While others lead carefree lives, you are burdened by the weight of something more significant, a calling, a purpose. Despite the fact that it may be stunning, this also brings about resistances that you did not ask for. Typically, the attacks do not originate from the location that you anticipate. Sometimes it is a close friend, relative, or other person in the family. At other times, it is those who do not even know you very well, but are bothered by your presence, by your shine, and by your faith. That is what you did. However, despite the fact that you have not committed any wrongdoing, you carry something that disturbs the soul of those who continue to live in darkness. When someone is used to being in the dark, being light can be irritating. The attacks are frequently veiled, such as when they are criticism disguised as advice, when they are a sideways glance at the moment of your achievement, or even when they are silenced when you are in need of support the most. These minor abrasions are painful, and they cause you to question whether or not it is worthwhile to continue. You are not the only one. There is always someone by your side, even when it seems as though no one is able to comprehend what you are saying. Whatever you are unable to see, God sees. When someone hurts you, He sees the heart of that person. He is able to comprehend your suffering without requiring you to elaborate on it. In situations where everyone else is turning their backs, He walks beside you. As the attacks continue to come one after the other, it is simple to believe that everything is falling apart. Looks like you don't get any rest at all. On the other hand, what appears to be unfair is frequently preparation. Heaven is keeping a record of every sentence that is intended to cause you pain and every injustice that is directed toward you. When one touches a chosen one, they are touching something that is guarded, anointed, and set apart. It is not simply you that they are involving. Rather, it is God's plans that they are attempting to bring down. Those who try to pull you down frequently do not know who they are dealing with. In addition, this has repercussions that you might never notice, but nonetheless, they do occur. Those who seek divine justice do not yell. This does not cause any commotion. It does not beg for attention. Nevertheless, it is constant. The fact that God allows time for repentance is the reason why it can take some time. On the other hand, it arrives. Whoever causes suffering in the life of a person they have chosen will sooner or later face the consequences of their actions. You are not responsible for this harvest in any way. You have no reason to wish harm upon others or seek retribution. Your only purpose is to remain steadfast, even in silence, since God works while you continue. While you are attacked, God prepares you, and while you are condemned, He keeps you safe. This is your only mission. Don't judge yourself based on how others fare. Because not everyone carries what you carry, not everyone is confronted with the same challenges that you are. Your calling will bring about a variety of warfare, but it will also bring about greater deliverance as well. You are completely unaware of the extent to which you have already been protected without even being aware of it. Keep in mind that the attacks are not directed at you personally. Rather, they are spiritual in nature. At no point does God lose control. In spite of the fact that everything appears to be in a state of confusion, He is in control, and no one touches His without Him realizing it. Have you ever considered the possibility that God's quiet indicates that He is not aware of the harm that is being done to you and that He has ignored the suffering that you are experiencing? When one is experiencing intense agony, it is normal to have this kind of thought, but the reality is quite different. It is impossible for God's justice to fail because He sees everything. There is a distinction between the time that God has and the time that man has. Despite the fact that we want things to be resolved right away, God works in timing that is perfect. When it appears that nothing is occurring, there is actually a lot of activity going on behind the scenes. When someone attacks you, slanders you, or attempts to pull down what God is building in your life, that person may believe that they will not be punished for their actions. Those individuals are oblivious to the fact that they are tampering with something that cannot be touched. It is someone who has an owner who is being touched by them. Also, protection is afforded to those who have an owner. In contrast to the justice of the world, God's justice operates differently. Nothing in the way of evidence, witnesses, or attorneys is required. The hearts are known to God. Whoever did it, why they did it, and what their intentions were are all obvious to Him. When He wills to take action, no one will be able to stop Him. It is possible that you will never witness the solution taking place right in front of your very eyes. It is possible that the return will occur in a different location and at a different time, but it will occur. In reality, the law of return exists. This legislation comes into effect whenever a person who has been chosen is harmed unequally. In this context, we are not discussing the imposition of punishments out of rage. God does not act with resentment. When he acts, he is honest. The truth that he tells is fair, measured, and accurate. Everything that is planted by a person will eventually come back to them, and whoever plants evil in the life of a selected individual will eventually reap what they have planted. It is possible that you have witnessed individuals who have taken a stand against you and then suddenly vanished from your life. While some have been removed, others have simply been removed because they made mistakes of their own. This is not a coincidence. Rather, it is the hand of God preparing the way for you to pursue your goals. Be wary, however, since the justice of God will also reach you. Consequently, watch over your emotions. Do not want for trouble. Do not make a return pay in kind. There is no need for you to get your hands dirty in order to defend yourself. The part that you play is to have faith, to follow, and to trust. God will take care of everything else. As soon as you comprehend this, your spirit will find peace. When you come to this realization, you realize that you are not unprotected, that there is a watchful eye looking over you, that there is a God who does not keep silent in the face of injustice, and that at the appropriate moment, he places each individual in the position that they deserve. When someone hurts you, it is natural for you to feel furious. When someone lies about you, mocks your faith, or belittles the way you live your life, your heart closes and the agony grows. During particular times, every part of your being cries out for a response. It rages for justice to be done. It cries out for your response. This is where the secret lies. However, God does not ask you to react in the same way that the rest of the world does. Vengeance is not the route of the chosen. Rather, it is the path of elevation. Instead of making your heart more brittle, God uses the suffering that other people cause to refine you. When you believe that you are weaker than you are actually getting ready. This is the first thing that needs to be made abundantly plain to you in your heart. The return is not a form of punishment. God is not punishing out of ill will or wrath in this situation. His actions are not based on impulses. No retaliation is taken by him. The actions of God are guided by purpose, intention, and an unending wisdom. There are times when the people who wounded you are going through challenging situations. You will go through the experience of seeing it and remembering the anguish that they inflicted, but at that precise moment, you will be put to the test. Will you want to see the other person suffer, or will you choose to entrust it to God and move on with your life? It is unhealthy to harbor resentment. Your resentment prevents you from moving on. You are not holding on to justice when you continue to hold on to hurt. Rather, you are holding on to delay rather than justice. On this path, forgiveness is not a favor rendered to those who have wronged you. Rather, it is a gift bestowed upon yourself. It makes room for God to act in his full capacity. To forgive someone does not mean to agree with what they did. Rather, it is to make the decision to not live in accordance with that. As soon as you let go, God will come in. As you forgive, God undergoes a transformation. It's possible that the payback that comes upon those who assaulted you is not a kind of punishment. Rather, it might be a call to action, encouraging that person to change. Most of the time, the return serves as a lesson. At other instances, it is healing for both the one who wounded and the person who was hurt. Sometimes it is deliverance, and other times it is healing. Pain is not wasted by God. Rather, He uses everything to bring you into alignment with a broader plan, which you may not yet be able to completely perceive fully. In order to acquire this knowledge, the chosen must be mature. A route like yours is not typical. No matter how nonsensical it may appear, the things that you are going through make perfect reason. It is possible for the wounds of today to function as wings for tomorrow. In the hands of God, suffering is transformed into destiny, tears into testimony, and battle into a legacy. When you choose to remain silent, despite the fact that you want to erupt, when you make the decision to swallow your tears, when you are wronged, and when you want to explode, He praises that choice because it is not weakness. Rather, it is obedience, faith, and spiritual development. It is evidence that God is in control of the situation, that each return that occurs in the life of people who have injured you. Do not, however, take pleasure in the suffering of other people. This is not in accordance with the chosen. Be joyful because God is providing for you, purifying you from the inside out, and instructing you to be more powerful than the suffering you are experiencing. Those who let go will be the ones to receive the reward. Those who cling to it will not be the ones to receive it. Those who have accomplished the skill of forgiving others are the ones who receive wins from God. In a heart that has made the conscious decision to stop feeding hatred, healing can take place. Despite everything that has happened, those who choose to be free are the ones who become transformed. You have the right to feel your emotions, to cry, to be dissatisfied, and to inquire as to why. But you also have the ability to decide how you will respond to the situation. God reacts to your decision to forgive by granting you growth, honor, and promotion. When you choose to forgive, you are telling heaven, I am ready for what comes after this. What appears to be a simple return is actually far more profound. God repairing what was sloppy, washing what was contaminated, and mending what was injured. In the end, you will come to the realization that nothing was useless. Those who assaulted you were only instruments that served to reveal who you truly are, a powerful, protected, and sincerely chosen individual. Have you ever pondered how you are able to move forward despite everything that you have been through, including the bitter words, the judgmental stares, and the betrayals that have left a mark on you? Despite this, you continue to move forward, sometimes with scars, but you are unwavering. It is not simply your own strength that is sustaining you. It is God's strength. They attempt to render you helpless, to quiet you, and to convince you to quit up. These are the goals of the attacks. For a brief instant, it appears as though they are achieving their goals. On the other hand, there is something within you that is incapable of breaking, and that is the presence of God within you. This is your moment. Hit subscribe now and step into something greater. Don't miss out. It is He who gives you power behind the scenes, who helps you stand tall when no one is looking, and who gives you renewed strength in the stillness of the early morning when you are crying, and there is no one to whom you can confide. It is acceptable, if not everyone understands, the suffering that you are going through, since not everyone has been called to live the life that you are right now. When God picks someone, He Himself takes care of them, protects them, and strengthens them. He does this for them. It is not that He permits the attack to occur to damage you, but rather that He allows it to come to prepare you. Some conflicts serve to demonstrate who is on your side and who was merely there for the sake of convenience, while others serve to assist you in developing as a person. Some of them you may never fully comprehend, but you will come to the realization that you emerge from them stronger than you were when you started. Walking through tight areas, traveling through deserts that others could not bear, and surviving through tests that appear too heavy are all part of the process of being selected. However, those who are chosen also receive strength that does not originate from the earth. You are strengthened by heaven even as the world continues to hurt you. Have you ever experienced a sense of calm amid situations that should have caused you to feel hopeless? Are you aware of the fact that certain aches and pains do not destroy you, but rather shape you? These are the actions of God. The challenges that you face are not prevented by Him, but He ensures that none of them will destroy you. In order to create structure, He converts pain. Every single tear that you have shed has helped you become more resilient. Every single disappointment has helped you become more mature. And every single injustice has taught you to trust God more than other people. This is the mark of someone who is chosen, not simply of those who are called. It is growth and spiritual strengthening. There are a lot of individuals who attack you with the intention of weakening you, but they have no idea that they are actually helping you go forward. A person who is chosen by God is also trained by God. It is a part of that training to experience every fall, every hurt, and every stillness. After the fire, gold will only shine brightly. During the time that you are going through difficulties, God is repairing what was damaged, cleaning out what needs to be removed, and strengthening the parts that are causing you the most pain. When everything appears to be once again quiet, you will come to the realization that you are no longer the same. People are going to inquire, how were they able to make it through this process? You will realize that it was God who did it. It was He who provided you with strength when you believed you had none left, who held you when your legs trembled, and who sustained you when it appeared as though the ground was disappearing. In the end, the strikes that were intended to stop you instead served to prepare you. You learned to rely less on other people and more on God, to have deeper roots, and to understand that weakness is not the end, but rather the beginning of true strength. These are the lessons that they taught you. You are more powerful than you could ever think, and even if you do not believe this to be the case, God is working in ways that you are completely unaware of. He is constructing something solid within you, and when the moment is right, everything that appears to be at a loss for comprehension right now will make perfect sense. A selected person is the one who bears quiet sufferings and suffers attacks without knowing the reason for them. Yet God observes everything all the time. It is not possible for Him to let even a single tear fall in vain. The harvest will arrive at the appropriate time. Those who continue to be steadfast will be successful in receiving the reward. The people who plant seeds of goodness are not forgotten by God, even if they may not fully comprehend the process. Every act of faith, every gesture of love, and every choice made with a pure heart are all things that He meticulously examines. When the time comes for those who have wronged you, the recompense will also come for you, since God not only corrects, but He celebrates those who take offense. It's possible that you believed you were squandering time and acting foolishly by forgiving, continuing, and not retaliating. Nonetheless, all of this was only seed. Those who plant with suffering earn respect in the harvest. There is more to God's recompense than only financial possessions. There is also inner power, healing, and peace. It is possible that you will not see it right away, but doors are opening. The right people are coming into your life, and opportunities are appearing when you are least expecting them to. The entire thing is a part of the harvest, which is God demonstrating to you that He saw your faithfulness even when things were terrible. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold, neglected, and imprisoned without good cause, but he never ceased trusting. Take a look at the account of these events. At the appropriate moment, God moved him to a higher position. Not only did He bring back his life, but He also elevated him to a position of significance. This is something that could happen to you as well. In the case of the chosen, the prize is not simply any reward. Rather, it is individualized and proportionate to the amount of suffering endured. God is aware of what you have lost, what has been taken from you, and what they have attempted to ruin, and He is an expert at giving back, but in a way that is superior, more significant, and precisely when it is needed. You are responsible for continuing on. Even when it seems like everything is working against you, you should continue to plant the seeds of faith, courage, love, and obedience, because heaven does not close its eyes. During the time that the world is working to extinguish you, God is recording a new witness that includes your name. The concept of reward encompasses more than simply a visible win. It can also refer to an inner power that no one can comprehend, a tranquility that defies logic, or a joy that emerges from the midst of chaos. People are unable to take these things away from you. Gifts that come directly from the heart of God are what they are. Indeed, your existence is not in vain. Not a single thing that you have been through has been in vain. When the recompense from heaven arrives, even those who have been critical of you will be able to see it. It is currently on its way. You will be able to demonstrate to them that there is something unique about you, something that did not originate from other people, but rather from God. This is not a coincidence that you are currently reading this. Some part of you had the impression that this message was meant for you, whether it was a hurt that you had been carrying around for years, or a recent event that had a profound impact on your heart. Maybe you are looking for some kind of relief, a sign. Please be aware that it has arrived. You are not the only one. Despite the fact that everything appears to be challenging and exhaustion has taken hold, there is still a purpose that is being worked for. It is not God's intention to abandon you midway through your journey. When they are in the desert, He does not leave them alone. If the process has been difficult for you, it is because your narrative will have an effect on the lives of other people. There are times when you may feel as though you have squandered time, that possibilities have been lost, and that what was supposed to happen did not occur. Yet with God, nothing is lost. He has the ability to speed up time, restore what has been destroyed, and change anything that caused you to cry into something that will bring a smile back to your face. We have witnessed each and every tear that you have shed. We have listened to each and every prayer that you have prayed in private. Even when it appeared that God was not speaking, He was still at work. When a chosen one screams out, heaven never stops moving until they are heard. It's only that you haven't noticed it yet, but you will. Quite frequently, it is only when we look back that we become aware that we were being reinforced. You are going to look back and remember the times when you considered giving up, but ultimately decided against it. In spite of the fact that you were broken, you continued to move forward. No, this is not luck. Rather, it is grace. A person who has been set apart by God will have this mark on their body. He gives honor to what God has set apart. He is able to complete what He begins, because what is to come is bigger than all you have lost. And the best part is that it comes at the correct moment with purpose. You should comprehend that what you have been experiencing up until this point was nothing but suffering. Therefore, you should recognize that it was preparation. It is not enough for God to restore you. He will also surprise you.